Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Your boy Marks, and we're here with another podcast. Today we're going to be talking about something very unrelated, some things that are very unrelated. The first, let me not say the first, one of it is something that my friend, or rather somebody I really, really care about, spoke to me and asked me. It's about politics, but I will still talk about it. I feel like I don't talk about politics enough because I'm very apathetical, or if that's a word. If it's not, forgive me, but you understand what I'm trying to say. And the second one is about procrastination. I was sitting down today, all right, and this is for people who their spiritual life has been shaky. Me too, I'm going through it. And I think one thing I learned is if you can't do something when it's hard, you can't do something when it's easy. The Holy Spirit has revealed to me two instances now, not just one, two instances where I always told myself, oh, it's because I have too much work, or it's because I have this, I have that I'm not doing this. First of all, I'm this kind of person that I thrive off work, especially work I like doing. Like, I feel annoyed when I don't have things to do because it feels like everywhere is just boring and there's nothing to do. And before all of you now say, oh yeah, we give this boy work. I said work I like to do. Don't come and give me useless things and I'll even answer you. All right. And the first one was I am an executive in, let's say, a community. It's called Seed of Transformation. You guys should go check it out. If you want to join the community, let me know. It's a community of like-minded Christians where we just come together, share God's word, read devotions, and just bask in God's glory. I've been an executive here for over a year. I can say I've not been active for like 6 months. I put that down to school because I was like, oh, I'm in school, clinical, because I don't have time. That's why I don't attend their meetings. That's why I don't read devotions. And it's funny. That's what puts it in my mind. Now I'm at home. I would say I don't have anything to do, but I'm a lot freer. And even the time of our meetings, I still don't attend. Like, I will see them more, because I think the meetings are usually via call or like on the Telegram group where we just text. It's quite interesting that I still don't attend. And Holy Spirit just brought out to my attention that, yo man, see your life. That the lie you were telling yourself about, is because clinical, you don't want to, you were busy. That's why you didn't. It's a lie. And it struck me because I just heard it in my mind. If you can't do something when it's hard, then you're not going to do it at all. Simple. All right. It's as simple as that. Another one, I was doing something on my own. All right. I was supposed to do some work. And I was like, oh, it's because I don't have time for it. Oh, clinical, I'll do it tomorrow. I became less busy. I still didn't do it. All right. I'm supposed to be learning Forex. I was like, oh, when I'm in school, exam, too many things. I can't learn it right now. I'm at home. Exactly. Not much work to do. There's chores, there's this, there's that. There's also the podcast. There's also cybersecurity I'm learning and everything. I still didn't pick up the Forex. Yesterday, I was sitting down on my bed, scrolling through TikTok. It clicked on me that, bro, I have work to do. I still didn't pick up that Forex, to be very honest. And the book on beginners of Forex is like 62 pages long. To be honest, I read more than that. Most of my notes, when I say notes, I mean one lecture note is longer than that. I read lecture notes to this exam. There were about 100 or something slides. Just one note to the lecturer proposes thoughts for one day. SDVI lecturers, All right. They were longer than that. And I read it. But to sit down and read a 62-page book, let's even call it a pamphlet on Forex that will actually help me better my life and make money, I'm struggling. It's about procrastination. I'll do it tomorrow. And then I remember a trick I used to do on IT, because on IT, I made sure, I think before I left on IT 400 level, one thing I told myself is that I want to return from this IT better person and a transformed person. All right. Like I told you guys, when I left, when I was going to IT, I was a boy. Coming out, I was a man. So people would be like, oh, that's just, I'm like, well, it's up to you. People that interact with me obviously know that there's been a difference in Maxwell. That's the honest truth. People that are observant, no. People that don't know me and observant they've known about this, but people that obviously don't know me and are very, do you understand what I'm saying? So I just told myself, and one thing I used to do is that the moment it comes to mind, any form of work I want to do, whether I feel like or I don't, pick it up and do it. I don't say I learned. I went far in my cybersecurity journey because of this. Like, I could be sitting down. So immediately it comes to I stand up, I pick it up and I do it. Especially if the thing is not long. Like, let's say the thing can take me like an hour to do. I'll pick it up and do it. Because at that kind of way, it doesn't give you time to think. It doesn't give you the opportunity to say, oh, okay, let's plan. Because a lot of the time, and I'll speak this from an experience point of view, planning is what used to kill some of your plans. I know that's so contradictory, but hear me out. Planning is what used to kill some of your plans. Because you will plan to say, okay, I'm going to do this later, I'm going to do this. You'll find out that the period of time you could have used to plan that, you could have actually just started. And people say the hardest part of doing something is starting. Yeah, the hardest part of doing something. But actually, another hard part of reading is maintaining it. Because it's easy for you to carry a book and say, okay, I want to start reading. It's a hard thing for you to actually continue reading for about 3 hours, or let's just say at least 1 hour or 30 minutes. Because what's this big deal in carrying pen and paper and say, okay, I've started reading. You find out that 10, 15 minutes down the line, you're already on TikTok. The hard part was starting, but the harder part is actually continuing. Do you understand what I'm saying? So sometimes it's very mistake. And I want to use that to obviously encourage people. Try it this week, at least try it. And let me know down in my comments. Not really comments, but like Spotify reply. There will obviously be a way for you to get a reply. Just text me. Let me know your experience. And if I get enough replies, I'll obviously read them out in the next episode. Obviously anonymously, because I know a lot of people don't like you don't want people to know your name, so that's fair. Like, actually, this week, just try it. Any word, not just any random idea. Like, some people come and say, oh, I want to do exercise, and the exercise just come to your head, and you normally you don't do exercise and do it. That one is kind of pointless, because exercise is a consistent thing. If you are not consistent in the exercise, then you're just wasting your time. If I do 10 push-ups today, and next time I do push-ups again is next 2 weeks, the other side of that thing is not benefiting me at all. At all. You get what I'm saying? So that's like the point. But like something that, okay, I have work to do. I need to do this work. Right? The first time it comes to you, get up and do it. Because a lot of the time, what usually stops us from doing work is the delay in us thinking about it. Let that sink in. The delay in us thinking about it often makes us not do the work. It's not necessarily that you're thinking about, okay, the work is hard or anything, but the fact that you're just thinking about it just reduces your motivation to do the work. All right? Even though I've been in a case where I've been so pumped up to do work and I didn't do it. I was like, oh, wow. Like this Forex thing now. I'm like, I'm going to learn Forex. I'm going to make money. Do you understand that? I have thought about it more times than I have actually done the work. If I've done the work of learning Forex once, I can tell you I've thought about it like 15 times already. And all those 15 times I was excited. You know, I was like, oh, you can go. But you find out that to get something, the work required is not actually enjoyable. Like, the truth is, I'm going to keep using this Forex thing. If I want to learn Forex now, as I'm learning Forex, I am not feeling exactly happy because the process is not exactly exciting. But when finally, by God's grace, I'm now earning small, $10, $15, $20 here and there, you then find out that, okay, wow, actually, this shit is worth it. Because I told somebody, I said, the moment I am very good in Forex, when I say very good, I said I'm able to get like $5 here and here. If I can get $5 in like consistently for a while, people are like, well, you're not really making money. My plan is not really, let me tell you, let me just expose myself. Here's what I want to do with Forex. I understand that if I'm going to say, I'm going to be saving all my Forex earnings, in the long run, considering I'm just starting, so in the long run, that's a very good idea. But in the short run, it doesn't really work out for me because, okay, let's just assume I'm a beginner now. Yeah. I'm going to be making like what? That's $2, $3, $2, $3. Sometimes it's not going to be like every day $2, $3. Sometimes you will lose, sometimes you will not be able to do markets, blah, blah, blah. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let's say you had 20 days of trading Forex. You only got 10 days. You got $5 for those 10 days. All right. And other days you got lost. Let's say at the end of the month, I make $50. $50 times 12 is just $600 a year. You get it's not profitable. But if I do this thing where instead of saving my forex profits, I use my forex profit as my standard of living, in the sense where I get an allowance of dots, 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 dots. No, not sabi, but let's just say is good by God's grace. All right, I collect that allowance and I save it completely. When I say save it, I mean carry the whole allowance, put it into my savings. All right. Now, whatever I want to do, I have to live off my forex. One, that motivates you to trade because now you are literally living off your mean. Meaning the day you don't trade, you don't eat. Do you get what I'm saying? And obviously, dollar is higher. So $1 is not 1K. $1 is 1.6. And you get, and see, 1.6 is actually not that bad. You get me? I don't know, people are already getting bored. Don't worry. When you get to the politics episode, you understand. But I'm giving somebody an idea. That's why I'm doing this. If I make $2, $3, do you understand? That's enough to last me for at least 2 days. All right. Now, continuous trading will make me now say, okay, well, I'm living off this means. So if I need to make profit. Yes, it can make me desperate because I'll learn from losing and earning. But at the same time, it makes me accountable. It makes me make sure that, okay, I have to do this every day, no matter how busy the day is. And building habits is something that is very good because at some point, I'm building practice. At some point, I'll start making $20, $30 a day, $40 a day. That way, I would have built so much experience because people don't trade every day. Me now, I'll have to be trading every day. You get? So, and I know it doesn't always work that way. But if I now do this for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, there are some times that I'll have to eat Gary for like a week because I'm losing. Yes. But by the time I'm doing this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you realize that I've gained more experience as a trader in 5 months than a lot of people have gained in like 1 or 2 years because I do it so frequently, so consistently. I've gained so much experience in winning and losing. So yeah. And that's just one of the examples of me thinking about trading. And I'm based on all right, so let's switch to the politics. All right, so she asked me a question. She said, why am I apathetical? I said it's very simple. Because everybody in Nigeria feels like the problem is our leaders. I say the problem is the system. Here's what I mean. The system does not really motivate your leaders to do anything. I pose a question to people all the time when they are saying, oh, your leaders are trash. I said, let's put aside that you're a Christian. Let's say in a hypothetical situation, you're not a Christian, you're just a human being normally. All right, because Christians obviously want to see the world grow and everything. So naturally you want to do good. But let's just say you are a normal person. All right. You live a comfortable life. Everything you ever want will be given to you. So what is your motivation to solve people's problems? If you live a comfortable life, you wouldn't... Okay, now, I live in a house where I have solar, I have gen, I have inverter, and there's actually... Let's just assume there's bad lights. No. I wouldn't even notice when there is no light because there's light doesn't blink in my house 24/7, doesn't blink because of these measures put in place. So if somebody is complaining, if somebody now comes to me, okay, they've come and solve the energy crisis in Nigeria, do you know that I can't do it? Because there is no motivation. How will I solve the energy crisis in Nigeria when I'm in my room with AC, lights, fan, and TV? Do you know that there is no pressing need for me to do it? And this is the kind of instance that your leaders live in. They live in luxurious houses, have plenty money, have all the things they want, but you want them to solve Nigeria's economical problem. In Buhari's regime, the human being that is the minister of power was the exact same person that was the main, let's say, I don't want to say seller, but you gotta get my word, seller of gin. Like he was the main person that was selling gin. Do you understand how stupid that sounds? Somebody that benefits you of you not having light is your minister of power. And you tell me that there's no problem with that in this Nigeria. Because they know, like, these things are very funny. And here's my approach to that system. Here's my problem. Here's my solution to that system. Leaders, I think Nigeria, the way system has been put up is the way it has put up for a business setup. Because when you're in a business, it profits you to make sure your business is running. All right. For example, I'm the owner of a business. I started my business. I care about this business. So I obviously want the business to keep going. So If I am at the top of the CEO, it doesn't matter whether I'm living a luxurious life or not. I know that to continue this luxurious life, all right, the company has to keep running. But for the people at the top of Nigeria, do you know that even as Nigeria is suffering right now, it's not reaching them? All this nonsense that you're saying, Buhari is also buying fuel. I'll be sorry, Tinubu is also buying fuel. Hope you know that. Whether Tinubu sleeps, doesn't sleep, there will always be constant fuel for him. He doesn't. One of the worries is not his car. One of these worries is not lights, because I'm telling you, they don't blink lights in Aso Rock. So why would he now be bothered to solve the power issue? Why would he not be bothered to solve the food issue? When, to be honest, he can eat anything he wants. And mind you, a lot of these people spend in dollars. It's very funny. So for them, the amount of dollars they have is even better. Because as the Nigerian economy is crashing, the value of their money is increasing. But you want them to make the economy better. How? And people will be like, why am I apathetic? Because the system itself is daft. You're running a business system on a political landscape. The solution here is let your leaders be living in near abject poverty. When I say abject poverty, I mean, one, no salary. Let's start with that. Like, just scrap, because to be honest, you already have all the amenities you want. Why do you still need salary? Let's scrap the salary. All right? Because I can tell you, just their allowances alone allows them to live comfortably. So why did they not still need salary? Like, explain to me why a governor is earning salary. When you get house allowance, you get car allowance, you get food allowance, you get all these allowances, but you still need to buy what? Explain to me. This is why you see a governor carrying 350,000 naira Rolex and he doesn't even know how to tell time. It's ridiculous, but let's leave that. I'm not even going to, let's just leave that. All right. Scrap all the salary, number one. Number two, give them a medium style of living. When I say medium, I mean medium. Yes, they'll be highly secured. I'm not saying take away all their security, because obviously people will just be kidnapping the president anyhow. They will have high security, but they live in a mid house. Not all these 2.5 billion millionaire houses in Lekki or something. A mid house that costs what, 3, 4, 5, 10 million. Face me, I face you. That doesn't have solar, doesn't have inverter, doesn't have all these things, just works on normal PHCM. And PHCM is not biased to president. The same light Nigeria receives is what he receives. And tell me how that human being will not strive. I keep saying this, if you look at people like Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi, all these Nelson Mandela, those people suffered. That is why they cared so much. If Mahatma Gandhi was comfortable, he would not be a good person. He would not be a great leader. If MLK was comfortable, as if they treated blacks right, what would he fight for? All right. If Nelson Mandela, if he was comfortable, would he struggle? No. Yes, you say, okay, part of their character is that they wanted to see people get better and blah, 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 blah. But if they led comfortable lives, some people will say, well, yeah, even when they became leaders, they offered their comfortable lives and they rejected it because they had suffered. So they understood what suffering meant. I'm talking if they never suffered. If they were born into luxury, how many people do you see that were born into luxury in history? And I know there are exceptions. Well, how many people do you see were born into luxury in history that actually turned out to be massive great leaders that never experienced any form of suffering, any form of discrimination, any form of issues, that now fought for these things later? Almost nobody. It is people who are affected by those issues that came out to fight for them. But your president is not affected by those issues. Your governors are not affected by them, but you want them to easy jazz. Explain to me. They need the incentive. And that's stupid reasons. I don't understand why there is no age gap, there's no age cap on who can be your president. They will say, oh, the youngest you can be is about, I think, 30, 33 or 34. But you can be 100 years old and you will be president. It's so foolish that even to sign the document to be a president, they had to hold Tinubu's hand. What does that human being want to do for Nigeria? Somebody that can barely speak good English. somebody that can barely speak good English, somebody that can barely do things by himself, but you want him to make Nigeria great. Because the work of being a president is supposed to be tireless, stressful, a lot of heavy lifting. But human beings that is already, basically he's living on life support because they need to help him to do everything. And that's the human being that is stupid. For me, shares by this. Because we've seen too many times in today's day and age that age does not necessarily mean wisdom. Like you can be 80 years old and still be a fool. It's not today. You can be 30 years old and be a wise person. We're looking at young pastors today, like so Pastor Aaron, Pastor David, Pastor Isaac, other check youth pastors everywhere. People that are not over 50. They are not even up to 45. And they are so wise. And then you see people that are 90-something still coming to their church to learn from them. Still coming to their church to seek wisdom from them. Is he age? So when there is double Pastor David's age, he's still coming to him to say, sir, I don't understand this. Come and teach, come and explain this to me. Is he age? So this nonsense, this stupid bias of, oh, the older the person is. People say, oh, what the old man can see sitting down, a young man cannot see if he climbs a bridge. That is very, very subjective. And in today's day and age, it is not actually true. Because you find a lot of old people that are very stupid. I think it needs to be said because a lot of people need to understand this. I'm not saying disrespect your elders. But one thing I always say is I don't give out respect. People know me for this. People have fought me for this. I say I don't give out respect. You earn my respect. So if I see you, it's not necessarily mean that I'll just see you and hiss and behave rude. I say treat everybody right. Sincerely, treat everybody right. If somebody has not done anything to you, even if they don't do anything to you, as long as it does not warrant a harsh reaction, please treat them right. But I cannot see you behave like a fool, abject fool, at 90-something, 80-something, 60-something, whether you're even 2 years older than me. I mean, I respect you. It's not possible. There's no jazz. Like, it's not possible. And I will see you as half my age. I am just. Let's just say I'm in my 20s. If I see you half my age and you are behaving with sense, respectable, polite, I will respect you. I may not call you sir or this thing, but the way I'll behave to you, I will respect you as if you were my equal or my senior, because I understand that these things are not a matter of age. It's a matter of personality. It's a matter of upbringing. It's a matter of who you are. Respect should not be given. It should be earned. All right. I don't give respect. Obviously, there are different cases, like obviously, authority, school authority, things like that. Those are the people you give respects to. All right. Because that one you are mandated to. But I'm talking in your general life. All right. Why are you respecting an old man that is misbehaving? Why? Explain to me the logical reasoning, because do you understand what I'm saying? I will give respect to people who deserve respect, period. And if you don't, fix up, bro. Do better. All right? So my point is, number one, as long as you are over 60, you can't be president. Bam. Do you know how much problem that solves? Because people like Buhari, they are presidents. I saw something. I saw Nigerians elected. It was a American TikTok. Nigerians elected a president who had been a dictator before. Do you understand how stupid that sounds? Like, we elected somebody who was a dictator to us. As in, the guy forcefully came over us. Now, he wants to willingly come and we accepted him. That's just crazy. Like, that's actually just crazy. But let's get it like that. 60 years old. It means we'll not have had Tinubu as president. We'll not have had Buhari as president. We'll not have had people like Obasanjo as president. A lot of these old fools will not be there. Talk about young, vibrant people. That's one. Two, I still feel like that 30 years old is actually okay. 30 to 60, meaning your presidents can only be between 30 to 60. Even if in your tenure, you turn 61, you get out, your vice president takes over. And that goes for vice president too. Your vice president cannot be 30 to 60 max. Let them carry their wisdom from 61 and be going to orphanages and be doing that one. Nobody cares about that. Carry your 61, 62 and be president. Nobody cares. But once you turn 60 like this, your regime is over. Simple and short. That's one. Two, another way to solve Nigeria's problem. There should be a special, when I say special, these are people, and I'm going to say it because a lot of people are going to be like, I'm a Christian and I work on Christian this thing. People of proven integrity, preferably people from church. You may say, "Oh, Max, I won't concern you." I'm going to pick people from church or mosque. Anything you want to do? What I know people from church, obviously. People from church, from the church, proven integrity, all right, unwavering, are designed to be in the Aso Rock. What is their singular job? To find ways to bring the president down. You get out. Here's what I mean. If money gets unaccounted for, if some people just get demoted, nepotism, any form of corruption in the slightest, when I say slight, I mean slightest. I'm talking people of high integrity. People of integrity as high as Bishop David Oyedepo, those kind of people with integrity, because they exist, like it or not, they exist. Those kind of people, right? And they're not on high salaries. They're on mid-range salaries, all right? High integrity. All they have to do is that they also watch out for the slightest bit of corruption. Any form of corruption, no stories, no long process, no wahala. Instantly, that day, the president gets impeached. And I feel like impeachment should carry a very high, what's it called, this thing? Penalty. Impeachment means death. In other words, if you mess up, you die. When you push those kind of things, people will not misbehave. When you know that the moment they catch you stealing 10,000 naira, whether it is 10,000 naira or 10 million naira, you get hanged. Because I feel like medieval days were interesting. Like, they used to hang people in Market Square so that other people will not misbehave. If you saw your president hanging at, what they call this place? Balogun markets, just hanging. Do you think you as a Nigerian will misbehave? Your blood cool. The agriculturists will calm down. They will start using fork and knife because you fully now understand that I can just die for nothing. For free. It's very interesting. So it's 27 minutes. I think it's all right. I've spoken a lot. So 2 things. Let me know a story of your procrastination and how you overcame it. Drop down in, or send me a text, shoot me a text on Instagram. We'll obviously read out the best comments in the next episode. And secondly, do us a favor. What are your plans to help save Nigeria? These are just my plans. I know they're a bit extreme and nuclear and blah, blah, blah. But I feel like putting this, even if Nigeria does not instantly return back to like the glory days, I generally feel like our economy and everything will be a lot better. Until I see at least a glimmer of change like this. Because all this nonsense democratic process story is too much story. Like it's really, 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 really too much story. There's too much paperwork and process to get things done. And a lot of them, that's what used to delay us. All right, so I'll be eager to hear you guys' responses and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.